Spring is a beautiful time of new beginnings and of course fresh starts for a lot of people, whether it's going to, especially in Japan is the case where you start new university, new school, new job, new all kinds of things. But for card gamers, that also means new releases. In today's video, we're going to be opening up 2 boxes of Cosmic Mythos sent to me by Bushiroad and taking a look at what is inside of this, of course. It includes a lot of beautiful new cards as well as very important set staples. I already made a video, by the way, talking about all the things that you can find and you want to pick up from this set. Make sure you check that out in the description below. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Alright gamers, let's jump on into it. Cosmic Mythos. We're trying out a bit of a new perspective here as well. Those of you that watched my previous Evolve video know that I do have a little new camera out here. Let me know which of the perspectives you prefer. Do you like this one more front facing or you want me more on the side? But today we do have Cosmic Mythos set 4 of Shadowverse Evolve that just released. I really like the English logo, like especially this font. I'm kind of curious what this font is and like the little kind of like weapons. Are they even weapons? They look more like, it looks more like her ribbon, like that you see over here. So that's very nice. On the back, we do have arts for some of the other legendaries in this set. And if you want to know which ones you should buy from the set as well, make sure to check out my must-haves video. I go over every single one of these cards that you should pick up from this set, especially looking at the future. And then of course you do see on the side the Cosmic Mythos art and logo, and then here you have all the details for all the different cards that are in the set. So as usual, we have actually 25 legendaries this time, 34 golds, 31 silvers, 40 bronzes, 23 super legendaries, 7 ultimates, and 1 special, and then 11 leader cards. The reason why there's so many leader cards this time is because of the Code Geass collab that is in this set, which hasn't been in the previous set. So we actually have 2 boxes to open up today. We're going to take the first one a bit slower and look through all the different cards that are in here. And I'm also constantly thinking how I can make the box opening experience more exciting for you guys, because it's like I've seen some people out there also have been experimenting with different approaches, you know, in terms of like not really treating it as like a, okay guys, we're gonna open a box today, but more so like building a narrative out of it. So you get like a mini set review out of the video while you see someone open packs, which is pretty nice, I think. Also, yes, I am using my beautiful Ambassador playmat. I did pull it out of its plastic because I'm never gonna get rid of this. It's pretty obvious. If you see this for sale, it's pretty obvious where it came from. So this is my heirloom going forward now and forever. So let's open up the box and we're gonna have our 16 packs to open here as well. So there you have it, nice and open. We can turn the flaps to the side. I guess I'll put the box over here on this side and we have our packs to open. So you can see here the actual pack art. So it is just one pack design this time around, but you can look forward to some of the future sets that will have some different ones. And then again, it's just the specifics of the set on the back. So let's just start opening up. As always, I like to open them from the back. You know, sometimes you get jump scared and you see yourself a leader on the back and you get super excited. So we have ourselves a Princess Juliet, a nice sword card that goes together with Romeo, 3-cost 3/3 Storm that also can deal damage to enemy followers, which is pretty nice. I guess I'll put the bronzes and silvers all over here. Venomous Bite, of course, this is support for Medusa. We have Skilled Berserker, a 6-cost 6/7 with Rush that gets to 2 when it takes damage, which will work actually not too badly with the Disdain stuff in the next set, which is actually kind of interesting. Roundtable Assembly to search for Arthurian followers, which I hope they release more of in the future. We get on to, so that was our first silver actually. We have Dragonute Fist that of course works with Discard Dragon, and we have arguably one of the best cards in this set, Andromeda. Andromeda of course works really well with Alice, and she allows you to prevent effect damage on your field and your leader for this turn. So you can play her before you Humpty Dumpty evolve and board wipe yourself and your opponent, and she will prevent you from board wiping yourself, which is very nice. Very good card, a great gold to start off with as well. We have a Cetus, who's a silver, and of course a Serpent token. You're going to want to keep these for set 8, I guess, technically, when the Runecraft Medusa comes out. This is where I found the most use of these tokens myself personally. But overall, they will be very, very useful, and serpents are good stuff to have. It's good real estate. We have a Dazzling Healer, some rune support. We have Armor of the Stars is a really good card in especially control variants of Sword, which is going to be something that will be popping up in the future. Scorpius, 2-cost 2/2 that has Bane and on strike deals damage to each leader, which is nice. And we have the pack art. Look at that. Israfil is already here. Very, very nice for Cosmic Mythos. And she looks gorgeous in English. Oh my god. So I've said this before, but legendaries in English compared to Japanese actually do look a little better. Like, it's very minor, but the foiling is a lot more strong. Like, it's a lot more noticeable. And also the name that is printed is also a lot more, like the texture of it is a lot stronger in English than it is in Japanese. So honestly, This Israfil looks gorgeous. Of course, she is 4 control decks. She's a neutral. She's also an angel, so she's an 8 cost 8/8 that on Fanfare heals your leader 4. And if you attack with her, she deals 3 damage to each enemy follower on the field, so she can board wipe 2. And if you evolve her, she does even more damage. Very good legendary to get. Super happy about this one. Definitely a good pickup. Mystic Ring is also a great card too. Really good in Runecraft, so definitely pick it up. And we have one of our Code Geass collabs. So this is the Guren Revolt. So it's an alt art of Lightning Blast. So of course you can only have 3 copies of Lightning Blast in a deck. So you can split it between this and the original art, or just play 3 of this one or 3 of the original. So you can play this for 5 as a quick, but you can also play it for 10. If you play it for 5, you banish an enemy follower, but if you played it for 10, you banish all of your opponent's field, which is really, really good. So we like that a lot. Frogbat, this is a funny little card as well. And then we have a Goblin King. So the goblins now have a king, which is he supports goblinoid followers. I think pretty sure that's a new word in Evolve. I don't think we had the goblinoid trait in regular Shadowverse either, so that's kind of nice. Scale Berserker's back. We're seeing some double Dryad. We've seen her art before in other things too, but she of course gives -1 on attack to something, which is pretty good. Then we have Sister of Punishment. I think we have a legendary coming up. Maybe. I'm not too sure. We're gonna find out soon. Fenrir, of course, a Rage of Bahamut / Cygames classic. She's also in the Granblue Fantasy too, so she's definitely in a lot of different Cygames IPs. So very, very cool. We have Emperor's Command, which is an alt art of Grave Desecration, which is a really good card to pick up. On play, it's an amulet, mills the top 2 cards of your deck, and then you can pay 2 and put it to the cemetery to get a departed forward back to your hand from your cemetery, which is really nice with Ektar, which is also Lelouch in this set. Europa does see some play in a couple decks. She basically lets herself refresh herself in the Evolve deck while buffing herself, which is pretty good for a gold. And we have another gold, which is the Grimnir. So this is Evolve form, where you can pay an extra 4 when you evolve him to deal 4 damage to each enemy leader and enemy follower in the field. And he has Ward as a 5/6, which is definitely pretty good in stats. So definitely not complaining about that one. Definitely not complaining. Sorry, I might not be always looking directly at the camera. I'm kind of used to looking there where my usual camera is. So new setup takes some adjusting to do, but it's always very fun to experiment like this. So we have Candelabra of Prayers, a good amulet in the future. Magic Owl is going to be really good in Spell Chain as well, so definitely want to pick that up. Pollux is a pretty interesting card in Glory Finder. So if there's a non-Swordcraft follower in your field, it gets +1/+1 in Rush. So in Glory Finder, that's a pretty easy thing to achieve. Sukuna, very, very, very strong card and will be very good going forward too. So super must have. Romeo, together with Juliet, of course, makes a pair. We have our pre-evolved Grimnir, which saw the evolved version earlier. Miss Shaman, and a fairy token. So only 1 legendary so far, but it is the best one, arguably. So that's definitely very good. So let's keep on going and see. We got a Flail Knight in here. Demonic Drummer, more Shadowverse Flame support. We like that a lot. We have Dragon's Nest, another good card. Elf Song, another must-have. Forest Mains are really eating in this set, and it's definitely thanks to cards like this that they're eating so well. Star Phoenix, a pretty good card for Dragon, allows you to basically revive it for 1 cost from your cemetery instead of paying the 3 whenever you play a Dragon spell. So even Dragon Oracle counts, by the way. I guess also if you discard this on turn 1 and then later down the line play a spell, that also works. It only works during your turn though, but keep in mind, so you can't play it with quick spells on your opponent's turn. It would be a bit too strong maybe. We have Pita the Gentle Elf, and I feel like the way I pronounce her name might be a bit inappropriate in certain languages, but I think those that know what I mean will probably comment, but those that don't, you can ignore this. But anyway, moving on to the next pack. Now I never read her English name. Today I learned actually. We have Mage of Nightfall, Earthright support. Hey, we have our Gawain of the Round Table. So he is an Arthurian officer, and again, beautiful looking foil too. I really like the art of him too. He's very, very nice looking, but he searches for, sorry, he doesn't search. He reveals 2 commanders or Arthurians in your hand to recover 2, so he's a 3 cost 5/5. And as long as on the field, the first commander card you play, each turn costs 1 less. I think at the time of the set release, he is a pretty good card, but down the line, Sword does get a lot of better alternatives, but he's still pretty nice pickup, so a nice legendary to get. And as a Sword main, I'm definitely not complaining. And we have our Ektar, but it's the Lelouch version. It's actually a very, very good card, and Ektar will be used in this set, so this is actually very, very good to have. So when you play him, if you have 10 or more cards in Cemetery, which is what Necrotarge 10 means, you get to play 2 Abyss followers that cost 2 play points or less in your cemetery and put them onto your field. And then you give each of them, of other followers on your field +1/+1, but if you have 20 more cards in the cemetery, then you get +3/3 instead. And as long as on the field, each Abyss follower gets Rush, which is pretty good. It's really nice for answering boards as well, so we do like that quite a lot. Alright, let's go next. We have our 2 legendaries out so far. Let's see how many more we can get from this first box. We have Castor. I haven't seen him in a while, and it's very, very nostalgic. Oh, Oh, Dragon Rear Matilda. If we get Prime Dragon Keeper, this is a very good card in conjunction. Some Earthright support. Of course, been tearing things up in the Japanese format, as you guys might know if you watch the JCS stream. Zoe, she's here too. Not the Zoe that you're thinking of from a different Side Games game, though. And then we have another Goblin King. We've got a lot of Goblin King in this box. I feel like we've had like 3 or something. So maybe even more. Maybe I've been missing them. Maybe there's infinite Goblin King in this box. Dazzling Healer feels like he's popped up a lot. Armor of the Stars, Scorpius. Hey, we have one of the best legendaries in this set, which is of course Cassiopeia. She'll also be used in Forest for a very long time, as she does allow you to deal X damage to any number of enemy followers on the field, equaling the number of cards in your hand to any X area combined. So this can be a lot. This can be potentially like 12 damage split between your opponent's followers, and it's a really good way to just board wipe your opponent, especially if they don't have too much set up. So she's a really, really good card. 100% a must-have. And Cassiopeia is also, sorry, not Cassiopeia, Skuna is a good card paired with her too. We have a alt art for Globe of the Starways, which is Dark Charisma. Dark Charisma sounds like kind of self-contradictory, but you know, it's an Amulet Searcher and also lets you heal and draw cards, which is pretty good. And we have another legendary in this pack. It is Deepwood Anomaly. So this is a 10-10, the other Forest legendary that on Evolve lets you choose an enemy follower and bot deck it. And when it deals attack damage to an enemy leader, you win the game! It is basically an alt win con in the game that we haven't had too much. Also, I know there is a certain audience that really likes marine cards, so I'm going to just show this off on the camera real quick. So this is an alternate win con, but personally I do think that it's a little bit hard to make it work, just because if you execution this, nothing happens, right? It has to deal the attack damage to the enemy leader, so when you evolve into it, it's less to wait for a turn before it can do anything. If you do give it Storm by some means, but because of how expensive it is, that's pretty hard to do, then you can of course do it faster. But I think it's a pretty cool card, but I'm not sure if I would necessarily recommend this over Cassiopeia especially. Like, she's just generically great. Ivy Spellbomb, we saw this card do some great work. It's really good. 3 cost spell that deals 5 damage to enemy follower, which is really good in formats that have a lot of 5 defense followers. And if you play this as your 3rd card or more that turn, it also deals 3 damage to the enemy leader too, which is really strong. So super recommended card to pick up in my opinion. We have a golden Phoenix Celestial. It is Star Phoenix, the Evolve version in the beautiful additional foiling. So that's very, very nice. You can see that. So usually it would be like shiny, like gold like this, just a mirror foil, but this one is of course the beautiful shatter foil of the premium. It's very, very nice. So good to have that too. And then we have another really, really good gold. I'm still looking for this card now in English, in Japanese, even though it's been out for so long. Nelsha, I actually have to pick up extra copies of her because she's also a really good generic Forestcraft card where she lets you as a 2/2/3 to engage her if you played 3 or more cards this turn to give one of your own followers +2/+2 or an enemy follower -2/-2, which is going to be really good once Orcus comes out in set 8. So look forward to that. She's going to be very, very good. And honestly, I can see the English side of things to like actually develop her and use her in other decks, because now we kind of know that this card is good from the Japanese side too. That's one of the nice things of the, the gap between English and Japanese, that you can really look at all the Japanese results and learn from them. And a lot of old cards that weren't used much back in the day suddenly can get a lot of use, which is really, really nice. And we have an actual regular Ektar. So this is the Lelouch card we got earlier. It's the exact same one. And oh yes, Evolved Skuna, another very, very important card. She is a 2/2 with Storm, but she gets +1/+1 if you evolve her on combo 3, and she gets +3/+3, basically a 5/5 Storm if you played her as your 5th card or more, or evolved into her after playing 5 cards or more. So really, really, really amazing card. Honestly, Sukuna is like a must have. It's going to be a super staple for Forest for basically ever. They would have to try pretty hard to make something better than Sukuna in terms of what she does. Okay, we have another gold premium foil. It's Steno. So this is, of course, Medusa support, summons a serpent, and whenever you play a serpent, you deal 2 damage to the enemy follower on your opponent's field. And also evolves, that's pretty good. Maybe we'll get the evolve version later. Star Torrent as a silver. Concentration. Those of you that keep up with my tournament games know that this is one of my biggest banes. It's a very, very hard card to play around. So this is the Shi-Tzu Alt Art of Spring Green Protection. So Inviolable Verdancy. It lets you give +1 defense and maybe attack if you play this on combo 3 for the engage effect. And when it leaves the field by its own first effect, for example, you put a Fairy Wisp into your EX area, which is really, really nice. So it's actually a pretty good card that will be used for a while too. We have Owlcat. I know a lot of people, especially in the digital Shadowverse side, really like Owlcat. It's some people's avatar as well. We still have a few packs left. I want to say like 5, including this one, so we should be able to still pull something or other, maybe like another legendary or two from this box. We have a regular Owlcat, very nice to see you. Star Priestess, Chain of Calling, another really good card for Runecraft. A quick 2-cost spell that lets you look at top 5 for a Rune Follower and add it to your hand, and the rest goes to the bottom deck. And if it's on spell chain 10 or more that you play this, you recover play points as a 1-cost searcher, which is really strong. Super good card for that reason alone. We'll be using Kuon in set 7 onwards, so definitely look forward to that. It's going to be very good. Sorry, not set 7, set 6 onwards, my bad. So we're seeing a lot of the commons already come up here quite a few times. Grave Desecration, we saw the Lelouch alt art of this earlier. Divine Tigers, this is the fist that we saw at the very beginning of the first pack, the alt art of Code ES for 2. Perseus, actually very good for any kind of combo-based sword decks. So really big fan of this one. He's basically a 3/3 for 1 cost, because when you play him when you have a big enough board to get the buff, and then he's just huge. Even as a 1 cost 2/2, I mean, he's just a goblin, so that's also good, right? Overall, just a great card. 3 packs left for the first box, and we're definitely getting down to the last few to potentially pull another legendary somewhere here. There we go. We have Sybil of the Waterworm, but it's the Kaden alt art. Really like the art. It is, I'm pretty sure, I mean, this art might have been featured in the Shadowverse app, but I feel like the followers look pretty new to me. So 3 cost 3/4, that of course on Fanfare, if you have Overflow already active, she gets +1/+1 and also, ramps you a play point. And start of your end phase, she gives you +1 defense to your leader, and if you have Overflow active, then +2 instead. So even if you play her for 3, she will still heal you 1. She's good on stats, honestly, a pretty good card, and also a very nice legendary. It's cool to get the alt arts too. Star Raider Cell is also a nice generic card that lets you look at top 4. 1 goes to hand, 1 goes to cemetery, 1 goes to top deck, and 1 goes to bottom deck. So it's actually a very nice way to set up for future turns, and will be used in other decks too. And we have a Levantine Dragon defense form. As you know, set 10 includes some game-changing Levantine Dragon support, so when I told you to invest in Stonks, I think maybe my advice was right. I'm really happy about that as like a Levantine Dragon fan in general. And these cards are also something that you can pick up as like a 1 of 2. So honestly, pretty good. Didn't think we'd get so many legendaries in this one pack. Still 2 more to go though. Let's take a look. Open! Go! Power through this one. Ooh, we have Star Chaser Sprite. I'm not sure if we've had her yet. She looks very nice. And Starseer Telescope also, I feel like we haven't pulled it yet. Freshman Lou, I also feel like we haven't pulled yet. We're getting a lot of good cards. Cyclone Blade, we haven't pulled yet. AoE damage spell for sword, which is pretty rare. Barbarossa, which is a good gold to have, especially the evolved version that, on Last Words, he goes back to the X area. So not him, but his original form. And he has a sail as a 7/6, so that's pretty good. And last pack of Destiny, let's see if this can give us anything crazy to boast about and tell Igni that I can also pull strong, because his pulls in this set were pretty crazy. Give me a reason to use my voice. Let's see it. We have Chivalrous Charge, which is literally an alt art of what we just pulled, the Cyclone Blade earlier. And, alright, Magic Illusionist, and just a fairy. Alright. We run it back in the second box. Surely, we're gonna get something big. Alright, box number 2 time. Let's run it back. I am a firm believer of good luck being blessed onto this one. I mean, look at her. Israfil looks like she blesses you with good luck, right? And of course, this is the technically last set before we get into the first anniversary, which is super exciting. Also, apologies, you might hear a different audio quality. From this point forward, I realized that my recording software had defaulted to a different microphone when I was recording the first part. So apologies there, but let's get into it. No more audio and microphone talk. Let's just jump into this next one and see what we get. We have Star Chaser Sprite. We didn't get her. Hey, Star Chaser Sprite into Starseer's Telescope into Tristan. I feel like we had a pack like that last box as well. Elf Song, very good card. And a Europa into a Barbarossa, another evolved version. We still haven't pulled the regular one for some reason, which would be pretty nice if we did, but let's see how that goes. All right, let's go for the next one and see what else we can pull here. We have a Dragon's Nest, another good card for Dragon, just because it of course gives you a bit of sustain that Dragon actually doesn't have much of. Oh, we have Euriole, another famous card when you think of Medusa. Is very much a related card as well. Nice to get her in premium foil. I guess I'll put her here. We'll just put her on the side. Concentration, the biggest bane of my life. Mystic Ring, another Grimnir. Very nice. And an Owlcat to boot too. All right, let's continue to trek on forward and see what else we pull from this one. I'm pretty excited just because, of course, there's so many good cards in this set overall. We do have a Star Raider Stella. We already talked about her earlier. Tristan and a Fairy Wisp. I'd like to see Ether for Haven. I feel like she's really good for control variant going forward. And of course, good dragon cards are something I'll never complain about. So definitely looking forward to seeing what else we can pull in here. Maybe the other Levantine form as well would be pretty cool. But let's say Armor of the Stars, a Divine Tiger. We have a Cetus. Oh, baby! We did it. We have something to fight Igni with. We have an SP Lelouch, Righteous Emperor. Damn, that just snuck up on us. Oh my god. Ooh-wee, jeez. Look at that foiling. Oh my god. Let me give you the, oh my god. You can see the whole thing, the texture and everything. Oh, the finish. Oh, this is beautiful. So these, of course, this is the highest rarity you can get for these beautiful Code Geass collab cards. That is gorgeous. How do they keep sending us these insane boxes? Every time we get a crazy pull from these boxes that the Evolve team sends us, they go like, oh no, our case, you took the good pulls from our case. It's like, but you're the one sending us the boxes, which I'm very thankful for, by the way. I will never say anything bad. Thank you very much. But man, that's all right. Igni's not the only one pulling the crazy cards. We're actually getting something crazy in here too. Lelouch SP, let's go. Can we get another Lelouch? I guess now I have my set of 3 with the Ektar, but I kind of would like a full set of just Lelouches if possible. We have a Python. This is our first legendary, actually. Let me put the Lelouch way over here so you can always see it. Python's a funny card. You search your deck for 10 cards and banish them. So it's like, let me just chuck the things I don't need, and then the reward for it kind of comes after you evolve him. So hopefully we get the evolve version so I can talk about it a little bit. Dark Charisma again. Oh, and speaking of evolved cards, we do have a Mars. So wow, these 2 packs have been back to back, super insane. But she of course lets you unevolve, pay X amount, and then search for a card that, you know, an officer follower that costs X amount. And whenever you do play an officer, including by her own effect, she does get +1 attack to that officer. Very, very good. We like that a lot. So good card to pull. Man, I feel like we've already pulled the craziest part of this box from this very first few packs too, which is kind of insane when you think about it. But let's see if we can get some more gas out of it. We got Fita the Gentle Elf. Sorry, I should stop saying it like that. I'm sorry. I know there's people in here that definitely get it. We have our premium foil, the Star Reader Stella. I think since we pulled the SP, I mean, this is our second premium foil, so we got the SP and 2 premium foils in there. One of them is gold, so that's pretty good. Magic Illusionist, we got a regular Odiole, we got ourselves a Chivalrous Charge as well, and a Goblin Princess. Look at her. She's the princess of the goblins. Good for her. She makes the Goblin King, which is, you know, good. They can, I guess, if he's the king and she's the princess, that means it's her dad? I don't know how goblin familiar relations actually go, and why does she look like that when the goblins look like, you know, that. But anyway, that's besides the point. I don't want to start a war in the comments out here. So you can see her art is also so different between her regular and evolved forms. It's like she doesn't look much like a princess in the first art, but she's 100% a princess in the second one. Looks like she's getting married. Oh, Concentration Altard. Scary card. Again, this is my trauma. Another Spring Ring Protection Altard. Very nice. We like that. And a Hippocampus. That's, I feel like Hippocampus have been hard used in different contexts than a card game, but you know, maybe I'm just not too well versed in what the word means. Starry Elf is out here. It's a nice little amulet searcher. Good little card. Speaking of amulets, we got the candles, we got the magic owl, and we got another Gawain. We actually doubled up on the Gawains. It does look really, really cool, so that's good. Good little sword card. A Grave Desecration, a Guren Revolt, and a Dark John. We have a very, very nice legendary here. It's the evolved version of Dark John. Of course, he's on evolve a 6/6 that as long as you have at least 5 defense on your leader, you get to deal 4 damage to an enemy follower and the leader of that follower. Pretty good. Very, very nice pull too. We're already seeing a lot of these early legendaries, so I'm a bit worried for the second half of this box, but maybe we get some big surprise, like a second Israfil or something. That could be pretty crazy actually when I think about it. So let's see. Oh my god, it doesn't stop with every single pack. Zodiac Demon. Was this? Maybe they wanted me to open this box first. Zodiac Demon got us with that beautiful 6-cost 6/6. He's actually a pretty good card in control decks. So you can discard a follower and also engage him to choose an enemy follower in the field, deal it X damage and Y damage to the leader of that follower. So X equals the discarded card's cost. So if you discard it 6 cost, they'll deal 6 damage to the follower, and Y equals half of the cost rounded up. So it'll be, if you discard a 6, it'll be 3. If you discard a 7, it'll actually be 4. Pretty good. We like that a lot. And we have another Lu here, another Nelsha. She's a very good card to get. She's also going to be the promo for one of the top cut promos or entry promo for the Grand Showdowns, at least the first wave of Grand Showdowns. That's gonna be super, super exciting. Very, very much looking forward to that. But let's keep on going and see what else we can get inside here. So we're already pulling something every single pack. And I mean, that's a nice thing of opening Shadowverse Evolve product, is that like you get at least something every pack. It's like whether it's a gold or a silver, it's like boom, Star Phoenix. Very, very nice. Sometimes you get more than one thing too. So it's like so much to celebrate, so much fun to be had. Let's move on. My opening skills are warming up. I think we've definitely cracked some good cards already from this set. Ivy Spellbomb, another good one. Star Priestess. Oh my god, the cards are flying. They're so excited to show up. Cyclone Blade into an Europa. So this is the evolved version. She's a 3/5 all of a sudden. Don't forget she buffs herself by +1/+1 with the original version. So she's a 4/6 technically with Stormbane Ward. That's pretty good. We like that a lot. So she's a good little card that lets you, I mean, almost infinitely evolve into her even without having 3 copies of her in the evolve deck because of the effect of the original one. It's just the first time you go into her that of course she won't be buffed, but after that you can start turning the face up ones face down in your evolve deck. Oh, we got a 3rd premium foil. We got an Aqua Nerade, which is a really good card with Prime Dragon Keeper, who we haven't pulled yet actually. It would be nice to get her. This is actually a card from the set I'm looking forward to, but nice. Aqua Nerade, very, very pretty. And another 3rd premium. Good box. This box is crazy. Another Chain of Calling. We got a Sukuna. Oh my god, all the super strong meta cards are out here. Come on. I kind of want to get a Prime Dragon Keeper. That'd be pretty insane. I think I am a sword main. I just play sword in English, but I do kind of want to build up Dragon next set just because Gallium is my favorite card of all time. In Shadowverse Evolve, we dropped a card, but it is another Andromeda, really good for Alice players. Again, pick up 3. You're going to need it. You're going to need it. I am not kidding. All right, 3 packs left. So let's see if we can pull, again, Prime Dragon Keeper would be really, really nice to get from one of these last packs. And yeah, that's honestly my main target. Right now, I just want to see a Prime Dragon Keeper. I think we pulled so many legendaries, I don't expect another legendary, but I think we can still pull golds, and we're supposed to pull golds. We get another Ektar, so I have 4 now actually, very nice. A Star Priestess, and our token is Goblin King. All right, 2 more packs. Can we get a PDK? PDK, I think if I call her the name that everyone calls her in English, which is PDK and not her full name, maybe it raises my chances of her showing up. Or maybe she prefers to be addressed by her government name, who knows? Lord Gen, oh, another Lelouch, that's like my 3rd. Like I said, 3rd Lelouch pulled, so this is the regular art as well as the beautiful SP art. Looks really, really cool. The foiling especially is like, yeah, damn, they put everything into that. It looks so good. All right, final pack of the box of these 2 boxes actually. Let's take a look at what we get here and what we can possibly pull. Mist Shaman, Mage of Nightfall, Owlcat, Dollar Blade. For a second I read it as like Dollar Blade Demon. That'd be kind of funny, bro. You shop at the dollar store. Your blade is built in a dollar store. We get ourselves a Zoe. We get a Magic Illusionist and a Fairy. So that's going to be this box. And we pulled super hot. I mean, look at this Lelouch. Good God. I hope these strong pulls of these boxes that they send us continue, because next set, if I pull a UR Gallium, I am screaming. I am jumping out of my chair. I'm going absolutely insane. So that is going to do it for Cosmic Mythos, the newest expansion in Shadowverse Evolve English Edition. Make sure you pick up your product at your local stores or in other retailers. You can find a link to all of them available near you below. And of course, if you go to Bushinavi, you can also find all the locals near you as well if you make an account there. A good set to pick up, and especially, you know, counting down into the next format is going to be super exciting because there's a lot of really good cards in here that work super well with the set 5 cards. And on top of that, there's a lot of events. Bushiroad Springfest, of course, happening throughout this set's release that you can definitely do really well at and win some amazing prizes. So don't miss your chance in earning some amazing goodies from there too. But with that, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.